Can we film an entire commercial with the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 Pro? I don't know, let's find out. The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 Pro is brand new, but everyone that has picked up an Osmo in the past has had the same reaction. This thing is really cool, but what is it? You know, because it's kind of a weird hybrid camera. It's a gimbal built into this tiny handheld body. It's got a fixed lens, it fits in your pocket, it's got some really good dynamic range, but nobody knows really what they're supposed to do with it. Am I taking this on a professional film shoot? Do I just throw it in my bag and pull it out on vacation? Is it an action camera? Is it a vlogging camera? What actually is this thing? And that's the question that I want to really answer. Could this be a great secondary camera? Could I intercut this with my mirrorless camera and have nobody notice? And that's what I'm gonna find out today. Now, I've used the Osmo Pocket 3 before and some of the older ones, and it's fine. There's nothing insanely good about it, but the new features on the Pocket 4 Pro, that's actually the thing that I'm most excited about. It's got a new 3x camera, a dual lens system. That is huge because the Osmos have always just been stuck at this wide angle lens, and not that they're bad, but to be able to zoom in and get that depth of field changes it for me. Like, it looks like a totally different camera. The fact that I can go from wide angle lens to a zoomed in lens, not a digital zoom, but an actual lens, makes a huge difference. They also now have D-Log 2 that can have up to 17 stops of dynamic range. I have no way to test that. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's like Ari Alexa level, like 17 stops of dynamic range on this thing. I don't know if that's true, but we're about to test it out because the sun is blaring and there's not a single cloud in the sky. It also has 100 gigs of internal storage, so I'm still gonna be using an SD card, but the fact that I could pick this up and just film whatever I want and it records internally 100 gigs is really good. And also it shoots 4K at 240 frames per second. So with all the new features and upgrades with this camera, I feel like I might actually reach for this a lot more than I used to because of the 3x lens, because of the 4K 240 frames per second, because of the 17 stops of dynamic range. This could be a real game changer.
All right.
And go. I just kind of shake. I do it again, That was good.
That was a little weak, dude.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, right now he is warming up. We filmed all the stuff of him getting ready and like putting his helmet on and everything. So now we're about to start like filming him actually doing jumps and riding around. And that's gonna be a lot easier because I'm just gonna have him basically go in circles and get a bunch of different shots of him. But he's warming up and now we're gonna get into the fun part. Oh yeah. Woo! That's pretty intense. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good jump. Now, if you buy this camera just by itself, I'll be honest, it's a little awkward to hold. It does come with this little tiny battery extender, but that's basically all you're getting. You can go out and film with it and it's perfectly fine, but it's just begging for more. So SmallRig has sent me a bunch of gear and accessories specifically for this camera, and all of this accessories have made this shoot possible. So I wanna just run through it all real quick because I think it is vital to be able to use this camera at its full potential. First is the power bank grip. Now this one fixes both problems at once. It gives you an actual grip so the camera actually feels good in your hand, and it's a giant battery at the same time. So you can shoot all day without this dying on you, and if you were to get one thing, I would suggest this right here. It is a game changer whenever you're filming with this. Next, I would get the multifunctional cage with the magnetic mount. This actually wraps around your camera and gives you mounting points everywhere. This cage was a game changer whenever we were mounting this to the bike, and without this, I don't think I would have been able to do that without it just falling off. So this is huge, especially if you want to use it as like an action cam. But one of the best accessories that I would recommend is the split filter kit. These are ND filters that snap onto the front of the camera and let you control the light. There's multiple ND filters, including a black mist filter, which I was not expecting to like as much as I did. There's even a CPL or a polarizer filter that allows you to get rid of reflections. So whenever you're outside in the bright sun, you can keep your shutter where it needs to be and get that natural motion blur instead of everything just looking sharp and choppy. Again, this is the biggest problem with any sort of action camera because you have to crank up your shutter speed so high that it completely ruins the shot. The quick release tripod is exactly what it sounds like. It's a little tiny tripod that allows you to set the camera down and get lower shots without you having to set it on the ground or lean it up against a rock or something. And even just small clamps like this give you so much more control because it is metal and high quality. The little extender that comes with the camera is made out of plastic and really doesn't feel that strong, but just getting a solid metal clamp that allows you to hook a tripod on the bottom of it is huge. And finally, the shock absorber arm is genius. This is the piece that fixes the thing that you can't fix with the gimbal itself. So the camera already handles side-to-side movement pretty well because it's a gimbal. But once you start walking or moving fast, you're gonna get that up and down movement no matter what. And that's always been annoying with the Osmo cameras. But this arm uses a spring for dampening that movement and allows the camera to just float. So being on the back of the ATV while trying to go over these bumps was going to look terrible, but having that shock absorber in my hand made the gimbal literally just float on the ground. So if you're moving with the gimbal at all, this right here keeps that shot looking intentional and takes away those up and down movements that are so annoying with these Osmos. And also, as a bonus, I did not think I would use this as much as I do, but it is the 5-in-1 SSD Hub. This is more of a workflow piece, but it's a portable SSD with a card reader on the top of it. So instead of bringing like a laptop to the motocross track and having power banks and card readers, I can literally take my SD card out of the camera and immediately transfer it to an SSD while I'm still filming on set. So as always, the links to all of this are in the description below if you want to pick up some of these accessories and actually use your Osmo to its full potential. All right, hold it, here we go. Oh, that was beautiful. Hold on, we're gonna do it again. Here we go. Oh. I got sprayed with dirt and it was glorious, okay? I like having the foreground right here of the hill. I'm just gonna try to keep this one stable. This is nice. All right, right now it is hooked to his handlebars. We're letting him drive around a little bit and we can kind of preview it here on the DJI Mimo app. It's very, very, very shaky. So it'll be like a cool effect that I didn't add to it. It's literally trying to stabilize itself. It doesn't know, it's like, why is it crooked right now? Right now it is connected to looking down at his foot and it is barely on there. So he's gonna go, he's supposed to be going slow, but he's not. That is a little faster than I was hoping, but it's okay. All right, so we're about to film the big jump here. Oh yeah, that is a humongous jump. So we're gonna be filming with the ATV, like following him on the side. I'm probably gonna get a shot where he's jumping over me. And so I'm a little scared about that, but it's gonna be awesome. All right, here we go. 240 frames per second. He's gonna be jumping on this big jump and I'm chilling right here. I feel like that's good. I'm gonna try to get him landing and make the turn. That actually would be pretty cool, I think. So after using this on a real film shoot from start to finish, no other camera was used except this, I wanna tell you my actual thoughts. The stuff I love about this is pretty simple, but it's the fact that I filmed an entire shoot with one tiny camera that has everything built into it. The 3x zoom, the 4K all the way to 240 frames per second, 17 stops of dynamic range, all of it is something that I can hold in my hand and put in my pocket. And the part that I love is how fast it is to use. I flip open the LCD screen and it's on, it's awake, it's ready to shoot. I don't have to boot up and do all this setup and no digging through a bag looking for the right piece. It's a big deal whenever you're moving fast and you don't want to miss the shot. Now the camera itself is not perfect. I did run into a few random things. It's a little clunky, and I don't think it's really built to be moved at a super high rate of speed like I have. The biggest one for me is just changing the exposure. To change it, you actually have to click M, then you have to change your settings, then you have to click OK, and it kind of slows you down if you're trying to move really quick. There's a couple moments in the shoot where the guy was making a loop, and by the time he got back to me for the second time, I wasn't even ready because I was still trying to change the exposure.
Dude, I'm not gonna be able to get it. He's going too fast. There it is, 200. Can I zoom in now? Dude!
It also has a few weird quirks with it, like whenever you zoom in, the exposure does shift on you, so you're constantly kind of going back and forth to try to fix the exposure. Little stuff like that just adds up when you're trying to work quickly. But here's my honest conclusion. It's not the camera, it's what you do with it. I know that everybody says stuff like that and it makes a really good reel and people share it and it's inspiration, but every one of those problems is something you learn to work around once you know it's coming. And when I look at the actual footage, I'm sold, right? I really do believe that this camera could pair with my mirrorless and hold its own. Would I use this instead of my mirrorless camera? No, I wouldn't do that. But I could actually bring this on a shoot, create content, and pair it with it, and nobody would be able to tell a difference. And to me, that's actually what a great secondary camera is and what a great secondary camera is supposed to do.
All right, we just got finished with the motocross shoot. It is so hot outside, we are dying. So we have put together this entire cinematic reel, this entire commercial, only using the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 Pro and all of SmallRig accessories. And if you want to learn how to take your filmmaking to the next level, check out tomorrowsfilmmakers.com. We teach every single subject of filmmaking known to mankind, from cameras, lenses, lighting, cinematography, directing, acting, short films, mobile filmmaking, anything you can possibly think of is right at your fingertips. Head on over to tomorrowsfilmmakers.com and check it out. So, can the DJI Osmo Pocket 4P create an entire commercial? You be the judge.
Discipline. Focus. Preparation. Lock in. Go.